I'm Peter Vamplew. I'm a Professor of Information Technology in the Institute of Innovation, Science and Sustainability, and I'm a lecturer and researcher in artificial intelligence. I've been interested in AI going back to my days as an undergraduate student. We had a course in second year on artificial intelligence, and I actually bought the textbook the year before and read it from cover to cover, I think 1 week into my first year of studies. In these last few years, we've seen that change, that all these things that were pipe dreams for so long are actually happening for real now. So it's a very exciting time. Artificial intelligence, it is such a powerful, transformative technology. It can be used for good, it can be used for bad. There's been growing concerns in recent years about the possible safety implications of AI systems. And so there's a couple of groups in the US that we're working with now. There's the Future of Life Institute, which is broadly concerned with just ensuring the future prosperity of humanity. They look at areas like nuclear warfare, but AI has become one of their main areas of concern. Last year, I was appointed as a senior member of their research community. And then more recently, there's a group called the Berkeley Existential Risk Institute, or BERI. We've just started a collaboration with them over the last few months. They're hiring a student to work as a research assistant on a particular project we have in that area of AI safety. My own research falls in the technical side of how do we make these systems safer in terms of how they're built and how they operate. But there's also a lot of work happening in the policy space. How should government regulate these systems? How does the legal system cope with the issues that might come up with an automated AI? About 10 years ago, I think it was now, there was a big breakthrough in computer game playing. That they created an AI system that played the game of Go. And out of nowhere, this system over the course of about a year or two went from not being able to play the game at all to actually beating the human world champion. And so it's now essentially performing at a superhuman level. And there's very little human guidance to that. They basically just said, look, play billions of games against yourself and learn what moves tend to lead to winning and make those moves more often. Most real world problems aren't as simple as that. In the real world, we usually care about multiple things, not just winning or losing. If I want to make an autonomous vehicle, I want to get to my destination. I want to drive safely. I want it to follow the road rules. I might want it to minimize the fuel consumption. I might want it to give me a more scenic route sometimes, as opposed to the fastest route, depending on the circumstances. So my main area of research for about 15 years now has been extending reinforcement learning to problems where we have not just one thing we care about, but multiple objectives, and usually multiple conflicting objectives, that in order to be better at one thing, we have to trade off and be a bit worse at something else. You've got some task you want the agent to perform, so you want to reward it for that, but you don't want it to be unsafe in doing that. So you have to have these other factors built in that relate to the safety kind of things. What we're going to see over these next few years is that AI is going to become essentially ubiquitous. These days we've all got our smartphones, we're pretty much permanently online. AI is going to take on that same role. All of our devices are going to wind up being equipped with AI. The big positive there is that we don't need to learn to use them anymore. You'll just talk to these things as if you were talking to another human. Pretty much every aspect of our life is going to change in the future. We're going to see huge breakthroughs in areas like health and drug design and so on. We're already seeing some impact in that area. Of course, the downside is there could be some serious problems here. Things like deepfakes are already becoming a big issue. You really cannot trust anything that you read or see or hear, because it easily could be a digital fake generated using these generative AI techniques. And so we, as a society, we've got to find ways of managing that.